In a courtroom bound by facts and reason, could the devil made me do it? Defense be your last hope to be proven innocent? Tonight, we descend into the chilling shadows of a case that shook both courtroom and clergy. The trial of Arne Cheyenne Johnson, the man who claimed the devil made him kill. I'm Detective Obscura, and together we'll drag the Prince of Darkness into the witness box, finding the answer to what happens when the devil takes the stand. In February 1981, a Connecticut courtroom became ground zero for a legal nightmare when 19-year-old Arne Cheyenne Johnson stabbed his landlord, Alan Bono, 4 times with a 5-inch folding knife. He didn't deny the crime. Instead, he gave a defense so surreal, so unheard of, it sent shockwaves through the American justice system. He said that the devil made him do it. This is the unvarnished truth behind America's first demonic possession defense, a case that blurred the line between madness and malevolence. But to understand that fateful night, we must rewind to the preceding months, when a storm of paranormal events began to engulf the Glatzel family. It all begins with a haunting, the possession of a young boy that sets everything in motion. The beginning months earlier with 11-year-old David Glatzel. According to sworn testimony included in the Warrens case files, the boy suffered violent seizures, spoke in guttural tongues, and developed 42 distinct bruises corresponding to religious symbols. His sister Debbie's boyfriend, Arne Johnson, witnessed one particularly chilling incident where David allegedly scaled a wall like a spider before collapsing. It was a moment that left everyone in the room frozen, terrified, confused, and unable to explain what they had just seen. With fear tightening its grip on their home, the Glatzel family grew desperate. Traditional answers had failed them, so they turned to those who claimed to understand the darkness that science couldn't explain. Enter Ed and Lorraine Warren, self-proclaimed demonologists, whose names had already stirred controversy after the infamous Amityville case. The Warrens believed David was under demonic attack, and what followed was a series of intense, unapproved exorcism attempts. 3 priests, including Father Dennis Smith, were involved. But in a revelation that cast doubt over the entire ordeal, Smith would later admit that the Vatican had never authorized the rituals. During a particularly intense July 1980 ceremony, as the Warrens recounted, Arne reportedly shouted, "Take me," to the entity.
Leave him alone!
A challenge that would later become the trial's centerpiece, a moment of either selfless bravery or utter folly. Tragedy was set on February 16, 1981. That day, a seemingly ordinary outing turned into a nightmare. Arne Johnson, his girlfriend Debbie, and her employer, 40-year-old Alan Bono, had been drinking at the Red Lion Inn, a local spot known for its strong cocktails. Later, they returned to Bono's dog kennel, where tensions quietly simmered. According to trial records, things took a dark turn when Bono, heavily intoxicated, tried to force a hug on Debbie's 9-year-old cousin. Debbie stepped in to de-escalate the situation, but the confrontation quickly spiraled. In a sudden burst of violence, Arne drew a knife and stabbed Bono. The wound, angled sharply upward, suggested a frenzied attack. A medical examiner later confirmed it was not the mark of controlled self-defense, but something far more impulsive, unrestrained, and possibly unexplainable. What followed was a legal battle unlike any other, a clash between the natural and the supernatural. The legal earthquake began when defense attorney Martin Minella, in a bold and unprecedented move, filed a demonic possession motion, citing a British case where a murderer claimed satanic influence, a desperate attempt to find legal footing for an extraordinary claim. Judge Robert Callahan immediately barred the defense, calling it a carnival sideshow, deeming it unfit for the solemnity of the court. The prosecution was ready and armed with facts and logic to dismantle the supernatural defense. Prosecutor Walter Flanagan dismantled the defense with surgical precision. He revealed Arne had prior arrests for public drunkenness and once broke a man's jaw in a bar fight, painting a picture of a man prone to violence, regardless of demonic influence. Most damningly, kennel employee Mary Gill testified Arne methodically wiped the knife handle clean, behavior inconsistent with demonic trance, suggesting a deliberate act rather than a possession-induced frenzy. Beyond the courtroom drama, a closer examination reveals a tapestry of psychological complexities. The psychological aftermath of the case reveals disturbing patterns. David Glatzel exhibited symptoms, such as tactile hallucinations and intense religious fear, that some psychologists argue resemble late-stage schizophrenia. Others speculate these signs may have been worsened by over-the-counter sleep aids like Sominex, which contains diphenhydramine, a substance known to cause delirium in children. These factors raise serious questions about the accuracy of the family's perceptions. As for Arnie Johnson, psychiatric evaluations during his incarceration noted a below-average IQ and a history of alcohol abuse dating back to his teens, but no diagnosed psychotic disorders. He was troubled, certainly, but possessed? That remains a matter of belief. Though the courtroom reached its verdict, the case refused to rest. In 2006, David's older brother Carl Glatzel sued Lorraine Warren and others involved in the Devil in Connecticut, seeking $900,000 in damages. He claimed the story was fabricated, a cruel exploitation of a vulnerable child. Meanwhile, Arne rebuilt his life as a tree surgeon, still maintaining that a demonic force had taken hold of him. Those Warren's files on the case are reportedly sealed until 2051 by order of their estate, ensuring that the full truth, if it exists, remains hidden in shadows for decades to come. So where does truth lie? Between the blade and the Bible, the microscope and the seance candle? Maybe the real possession wasn't of a child or a man, but of all of us. We need to believe in evil beyond ourselves, because perhaps the scariest explanation is the simplest one, that ordinary people, under pressure, fear, or rage, are capable of extraordinary darkness. Stay curious, stay safe.